Hey everyone. So, I realize with my update videos, I usually record them at the end of my day when I'm extremely tired and exhausted and don't have a lot of energy left. I thought, well, I haven't done this in a while. Let's try recording how the day is going in the middle, which I've done in the past, but in the past. A lot of the most recent videos are at the end of the day, so I thought I'd do this to change things up. Um, yeah, let me go through what's been going on. So basically, what's happening is that currently I am trying to get hold the camera more comfortably. Okay, there we go. So basically, what's happening is that I am currently trying to teach myself how to draw in that classic gestural Disney style. But the thing is, I don't really know what made that work so well, because, people, they just look at something and they just say, yeah, that's how that's supposed to look, and then they just move on. Not a lot of people think too deeply about why something is so good looking, why a gesture looks so lively and, performative in a way that captures your imagination, gets you to want to be an artist in the first place. So, a long time ago, I got this book, and let me show you this book. The Illusion of Life Disney Animation. So with this book, I am taking this guy right here, and I am attempting to redraw him as best as I can. As you can see, it's imperfect. But the important thing is I'm trying to understand what makes that gesture, work so well. I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that it just looks so dynamic, looks so natural, so fluid. It looks like you've taken a picture of the character mid-action, which I guess technically is true because it is animation, and that's what you do with any character. But it reminds me of this right here. This is this book by Frank and Ollie, or I guess their names are Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson. This demonstrates one of the things I think is so crucial to make animation so appealing, and that's that this is clearly flat. He even demonstrates it by showing how, he falls over. But this clearly has more life because of the way the eyes, the hand gestures, the way the fingers are, and every part of the body is moving in a way to express what this character is trying to communicate. He looks like he's leaning in, like he really wants you to know this information. He's holding his hand out, like he's giving you this information freely. His other hand's wide open, implying he's open to sharing. All of this is crucial to make something feel more engaging. But this guy, he just is flatly standing, perfectly center, with his eyes kind of just staring blankly. Sure, he's got a smile, so I guess he's happy, and I guess he's kind of open because he's got two hands out, wide open. But that's about all we get. It just feels so hokey and flat. And I just love drawings that feel like there's some intent, there's more character being expressed. And you get a sense of what the character is just by looking at one single frame of that character. And I think that's incredible. It requires some serious talent, some serious passion. There's Ron Clemens discusses drawing problems with Frank Thomas. I think he's one of the guys who went on to do the Disney Renaissance, this guy. 9 old men right here. So, what I think's so interesting, trying to get better lighting, about that is that I was studying some SpongeBob storyboards a few days ago, and as recently as yesterday, I was taking gestures that the characters were doing, and I was trying to understand, why is this show so iconic? Why do people enjoy it so much? And what made it a staple in our society? So, I went through some old episodes, and I was drawing my own notes. And I'll show you those. So, here's oops. So, here's what I did. This is from the episode where he feels like, hey, Spring Boobs Squirepin stole my idea. And notice how different parts of the face all make for a more compelling viewing experience. Oh my goodness. Because every part of the body's working. The hand pointing at him saying, hey, that was mine. The other hand pointing, accusing the television screen. The furrowed brows, the wide eyes. It all is working in tandem to create what is called indignant accusation. I put all my notes around. Again with this one. This character, well, I think you all know, if you've seen the show, you know who that is. He is staring in disbelief, but also contained excitement at what he's seeing. Oh my gosh. Could it be? His mouth is much, is tightened, but still open. It's a sense of contained excitement. Oh my goodness. It's that conch. The thing that I could use to call my favorite superheroes anytime. And it's that wide-eyed, no eyebrows, disbelief. And then, of course, I was looking at old storyboards of the show. And there's so much you can learn and glean from these old storyboards. From an establishing shot of a character like Squidward in an unusual setting, and unusually happy, hitting a key, being like, wait a minute, what the heck? And then him pressing down on the key because it sounds wrong, and then finally realizing what's going on. A lot of these gestures, a lot of these decisions directly reflect what those 9 old men were talking about with their gesturing. And I just thought that was really cool. So yeah, that's basically what I'm learning right now. I think that for anyone who's interested in storytelling, animation, understanding the decisions behind things and why they matter, and what makes a piece of genuinely excellent entertainment work so well, I think it's good to go back at stuff that you watched as a kid, stuff you enjoyed, and just simply copying the frames. Now, this isn't just to say, look, I did the thing that looks exactly like the thing. That's a simple way of looking at it. What it actually means is, look, I'm doing this because I want to know exactly why this is working so well. And what might be obvious to one person might not be so obvious to a lot of other people. And when I say that, I mean like, well, of course, it's the character's doing something funny. But it's easy to say that, but why is it funny? What makes it work so well? And seeing those characters do those specific gestures to express their feelings in this genuine, honest way, I think is really cool. It just opens your mind to the fact that there's so many little things working all in at once that creates a big picture, and that's pretty great. So that's basically what I've been doing this morning. I started the morning earlier, waking up, and, moving my car out of the way for my mom, and then using the restroom, and then listening to a Digital Foundry video on the death of physical media for the PlayStation 5, pretty much sealing my decision to never support Sony again, and go PC all the way. But, when I was listening to this, I thought to myself, wait a minute, I'm just listening to this. I mean, I did eat a piece of cake and some coffee to go with that. But I thought to myself, I could be doing more. So I started doing started doing. So yeah. And on top of that, I even did a little storyboard. Do I have that around? No, I don't have it with me. I'm sorry. It's in the other room. Maybe I'll show it later today. But for now, just providing a quick update. And I had a pretty awesome and delicious breakfast courtesy of our family friend. So that's gonna do it. I'll see you in the next cut. After the I dropped my thing. Okay. All right. So after I recorded that video, I continued working on the notes I was doing. Specifically, the notes where I was drawing the frames and trying to get them looking good. This is what I ultimately ended up coming up with. But it looks like there was an ant there. So yeah. Now, this is just taking the drawings that were there and trying my best to replicate them by eye, but on top of that, simplifying the gestures so that way they end up looking more, oh, that's a spider. Hello. Well, anyways. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and then I did another still frame from the book of Dopey on top of Sneezy, and trying to keep his balance while Sneezy is about to sneeze. Sorry. As I was doing this, I was listening to the new Wendigoon video where he's talking about the movie The Backrooms. It was a good study. It was something fun to study along with, I would say. I really enjoyed that. My mom arrived. Me and my sister greeted her. My sister made some delicious French toast with strawberry sauce. And she made the French toast with French bread, and it was very good. And yeah, me, my mom, and my sister, we ate that together. Then we watched this video. I wanted to show my mom and my sister this video that I watched from a YouTube channel called Inside AI, where this guy was putting like Claude in the driver's seat of his sports car so he could see what would happen if he told Claude that he was going to give it an immediate shutdown, and we were allowed to hear the robot's thoughts as they were driving, and apparently the robot thought to take the guy down. So yeah, pretty scary. After that, I remember, what happened after that? Yeah, after that, I continued doing the art drawing doodles. Well, the Dopey and Sneezy picture, and then at that point, it was then time to get ready for work. So I filled a lunch container with chips, and my sister gave me some wafers, chocolate wafers that our family friend gave her. So she gave some to me. And I decided to get the sub sandwich, Italian sub sandwich at work instead of making a sandwich at home because I didn't know where any of the ingredients were. So, yeah. So I said goodbye to my mom, my sister. I drove off. I punched in for the day. And pretty chill day. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that happened. Sweeped the floors, sweeped the produce, sweeped the break room, sweeped the store floor, took out the trash. There was a coworker, and we got into a conversation that somehow led to me saying that, like, yeah, I don't know why, but you remind me of, like, my cat for some reason. And they were like, well, that's weird. So that was pretty funny. What else? Yeah, brought bags up to the front, punched out. Brought groceries to the customers, punched out for lunch, had my sandwich with my chips, wafers, and I brought an A&W zero sugar root beer as well with me, so I had that too. And yeah, I was listening to like this Jesse Michaels video where he was talking with like a representative in Congress about like researching the UAP subject. It was pretty interesting. Sorry. Yeah, and then after that, it was time to go back. Did all my closing chores. My boss was asking me, my co-manager was asking me to like sweep the check stand floors to make sure they were completely cleared. Then I did go backs. My co-manager asked me to do go backs, so I did that. And yeah, then I closed produce blinds. I would alternate bagging every now and then. Cleared lot, wiped down check stand 4, took out the rest of the trashes, and yeah, I punched out. I grabbed my things. I said goodnight to my coworkers and my co-manager, and then I went in my car. Well, co-worker, there was only one coworker there at that time, but I went in my car, drove home. When I arrived home, I decided to finish that Jesse Michaels video, and while I was listening to it, I decided to have beans with cheese and chips. I had like 2 bowls of that with 1 uncooked hot dog and a Fresca. And then, yeah, I decided to make this video. And that's pretty much the day. Well, I think that's going to do it for now. I'm going to edit this and then publish it and then go to sleep. Bye, everybody.